Hello guys. It has been a very eventful day, if I do say so myself. It's about to be 8 o'clock. It is 7:48. So I'm only gonna give myself another like 30-40 minutes before this vlog is going to be and edited. So this morning was, like I said, this morning was crazy. Well, today was crazy. Today was crazy. So I ended up staying up pretty late last night, working on homework, editing, all that other stuff. And I was like communicating back and forth with the brand. I am pretty much done with this campaign for this brand that I'm working with, but they asked if I can do some more like B-roll footage for them by today. So I was up pretty late, just like figuring out like what the B-roll is gonna be, obviously editing for TikTok, homework, yada yada. And I decided to read a book before I went to bed because I'm trying to get back into like reading more often and stuff. I have the last book of where is it? So this is the book that I'm reading right now. It's called Onyx Storm. It is the 4th book in this series. I believe it's the 4th book. 4th book? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the 4th book in this series. And I am only about like I would say like 1/4 into the book right now, but I'm trying to get more reading in because at the beginning of the year, I was reading so much. I think by the end of, I would say like March, I had read at least like 60 books. So let's just say like I was reading a lot of books. I was reading at least 2 to 3 books a week. And yeah, so that's a lot. And I really haven't picked up a book that much. I tend to read my Kindle, but sometimes it's nice to just like have a physical book in your hand. And that's one thing I'm going to start doing more often, is buying actual books, because I want to start like building my little library collection and everything. That's one thing I really loved about my grandparents' house when I was a kid, was my grandfather had this big library in their house, and I would always go over to their house to read his books and everything, and that's what really got me into reading and everything. So I want to build something like that of my own. But yeah, so I want to get a little library collection, like my book collection of my own. So right now, I would say I really only have like, give or take, like 15-20 books, which in my opinion is not enough. So what I'm going to start doing is buying the books more often. With Kindle, it's kind of nice because with your Kindle subscription, they obviously let you rent the books for free. But sometimes just having the actual book in your hand just feels, like I said, it just feels nice. Like it feels nice to hold it. Anyways, so like I was saying, this morning I was up pretty late and everything. But yeah, so I was up pretty late last night and I didn't go to bed till like 3-4 in the morning. And I'm not gonna lie, I was exhausted. And then my son woke me up this morning because he was having an asthma attack. And I honestly hate asthma because I have asthma, his dad has asthma, my sister has asthma, like so many people in my family have asthma, and I have dealt with it since I was a kid. And my asthma tends to be more like exercise-induced asthma. The only time that I tend to have asthma flare-ups is like depending on the season, if there's like a lot of allergies or something. But 9 times out of 10, I'm good. But for my son, his asthma is literally anything can trigger it. And I don't know what triggered it this morning, but yeah, so he woke me up around like 7 a.m. this morning and he was having an asthma attack. So, and it just so happens that his nebulizer broke last night. And I had ordered a new one on Amazon to come by like 10 a.m. this morning. So like I overnighted the nebulizer. Once I saw that it was broken last night, I overnighted it to come this morning. But like I said, it wasn't gonna come until like 10 a.m. this morning. So he woke me up and I had him take like 3 pumps of his like inhaler and everything. And he seemed like he was calming down, and I had him drink water and everything. And after about like 30 minutes or so, I would say, like, I was asking him like, do you feel better and everything? And he was like, yeah, I feel better. But he was complaining about his hands feeling a bit numb. And I was like looking online to see if that was like normal and stuff. And like it was saying that it's like normally due to like obviously the lack of oxygen initially, and then with like the steroid from the inhaler, it like can cause your body to have shakes, which is, he did have like shakes in his right arm. So I was like, okay, well that seems pretty normal, because I know when I used to take my inhaler, like I'd feel like really jittery after. So yeah, I was like, okay, well that's normal, you know, he's just having the normal symptoms of taking like the steroid and everything. So I just had him like relax in bed, sitting up and everything. And yeah, he was good. Like I said, he was good. And about 30 minutes go by and he comes back in the room and like he's wheezing, and I'm like so confused because like I said, he was completely fine. Like his asthma had gone away. So I don't know what happened in that 30 minutes of him laying in bed up until, you know, I said he came back into my room. So I woke my daughter up and like rushed him to the emergency room. And I'm glad that I did, because they told me that he had a fever too, which I was really surprised about, because he did not have, like, he didn't look like he had a fever at all. Like he just had a running nose, but that was because he started crying when he couldn't breathe, and that's made his nose start running. So I thought that obviously the running nose was from the tears, because obviously he was panicking. He was panicking because he couldn't breathe. So I was just telling him to calm down, and I told him, if you keep crying, it's gonna constrict your throat even more and you won't be able to breathe. Sorry, my daughter came in my room to remind me that she has something she needs to do at 8. But yeah, so he was crying and everything, and I was telling him to calm down and just breathe, because like I said, if you're crying and panicking, like that's gonna constrict your airways even more. So they gave him some medicine at the hospital, and they gave him a breathing treatment. They pricked his finger to make sure he doesn't have like any signs of diabetes or anything, which I figured he didn't have diabetes, because like my family has a history of diabetes, but you know, I wouldn't think that he had it at all. And then they did an x-ray scan of his chest to make sure he just didn't have pneumonia or anything, and that obviously his wheezing was just asthma induced, and everything came back fine. So I was really happy about that. And they prescribed him a steroid to take tomorrow, and just some more solution for his nebulizer. But his nebulizer came in, so I'm really glad that Amazon has the option to overnight things, because like I said, the second I saw that his nebulizer was broken, I was like, yeah, no, I am buying a new one immediately, because asthma is no joke. And the only thing I don't like is like the regular inhalers, like I don't know, they don't really, at least for him, they don't really do anything. So that's why I was like panicking a little bit when his, you know, the nebulizer didn't come in at the time of him having the asthma attack, because I don't know, the regular inhalers don't do anything for him. Like they're maybe like a quick like fix, but like if he's having a bad asthma attack, it's not gonna do anything for him. So I don't know. I was panicking this morning about that, and then so we didn't end up leaving the emergency room until like 10:30, 11. And then, so pretty much like a majority of our morning was spent in the emergency room, because x-rays take some time to get back and everything like that. And like I said, they had pricked his finger and got blood and everything, so we had to wait for blood results and everything. So my morning was definitely very hectic. That's why when I got back home, I honestly did not really feel like recording anything. I ended up going back to sleep because like I said, I stayed up till like 3, 4 in the morning and I got woken up at 7. So I ended up going back to sleep, and I'm not gonna lie, I think maybe it was just like the stress just like got to me, and I ended up like sleeping in until 3 p.m. I was out like a light, and I was like, I'm just gonna get up and clean my bathroom. I don't really want to do anything today because of like, there was enough going on. There was enough going on. So I was like, I'm not gonna even, I'd rather just spend today just cleaning my space, preparing for the week coming up, especially because tomorrow I have a 9 a.m. appointment with my trainer. So after I drop the kids off at school tomorrow, I have to go to the gym to meet with my trainer. So that is going to be a very busy morning tomorrow as well. So I'm trying to get a decent amount of sleep tonight. I am not staying up till 3, 4 in the morning. I'm going to try to get this vlog up by 10 at the latest. I still have to do the voiceover for my TikTok one. I just recorded myself cleaning my bathroom. You guys saw that. I just recorded myself cleaning my bathroom. I'm trying to switch up my Vlogmas content. Like, I just don't want it to all be like Christmas themed. I want it to be like, show productivity during Vlogmas, because everybody doesn't always have something going on Christmas wise. I mean, once you've done your holiday shopping, your Christmas shopping, the Christmas tree shopping, the decoration and stuff, like, that's really about it. Like, besides maybe like holiday parties or something, like, it's not like you're doing Christmas stuff every single day. So I mean, it's very unrealistic to expect Vlogmas to be just straight Christmas themed. It's pretty much a vlog. It's an everyday vlog, just showing you guys my everyday life. And as a mom and a content creator, I don't really leave the house much. I don't really do much besides like, my home is my workspace. So I don't really do too much outside of the house. But yeah, so tomorrow is going to be a pretty hectic morning. I'm excited to go to the gym again. This weekend I kind of took a break both Saturday and Sunday. You guys don't know, but I have a cyst behind my right knee, and it grew really, really big at the beginning of the year, like around like March, April. It grew to like the size of a golf ball. It started off the size of a pea, and then it grew to the size of a golf ball. And I had gone to the emergency room because I could not bend my leg. I was in so much pain, and they said it was infected. And I don't know why, I just tend to have problems with my lymph nodes. I've always had that issue since I was a kid. I tend to get like lumps behind my ears. I don't really have any issues with like my lymph nodes like here and stuff, but like I mainly have issues with my lymph nodes behind my ears. But it ended up affecting my knee too. So I ended up having to get put on antibiotics and everything, and my cyst went down, but it ended up leaving me with like a really bad scar behind my right leg. And so right now it's back to the size of a pea, but after I did the Stairmaster and stuff on Friday, I've been in a lot of pain. Like, it really hit me this morning too. That's why I said it's been a very eventful day. Like, the pain really hit me this morning. I guess it just took like 2 days for my body to realize, oh my God, like what the heck is happening? And so just like walking around, like there's a lot of like soreness on my cyst. So I just have to be careful and like mindful when I'm using the Stairmaster, just to be careful of my cyst. I don't know if I should wear a knee brace when I'm doing the Stairmaster, so there's not, so much pressure on that particular knee. I don't know. I'm gonna look it up and see what I should do. The doctors said that there's like no point in removing it right now. They said they really wait for it to like grow big or something and then like drain it and stuff like that. So because mine's the size of a pea at the moment, there's not really like too much they could do. So I'm just like living with it for the moment, which is no fun at all. It's very painful. So yeah, that was my morning. Like I said, I just got up, cleaned my bathroom. Right now I'm folding clothes because I want to get these clothes folded for the week so I know what the kids have to wear for the week. I'm excited because the clothes that I bought from the children's place for Jayana come in tomorrow. Oh my god, I got her a bunch of cute Hello Kitty stuff. Like I said, she's obsessed with Hello Kitty. So I'm excited for those clothes to come in. I need to get some clothes for Nazareth. I have a subscription to Fab Kids and I have a couple credits with them. So I'm gonna get him some new clothes from Fab Kids and also start building their Christmas list for this year. They unfortunately aren't gonna be with me for Christmas this year. They're gonna be going to California to spend time with their family there for Christmas. So I have plenty of time to buy their Christmas presents because they're technically not gonna be opening them up until after they get back home from Christmas break, which is gonna be in January. So from the middle of December to the beginning of January, they're not gonna be here for the entire Christmas break. So, or winter break. So that gives me plenty of time to get presents for them. So I'm not in a rush right now to do any presents. Sorry, my son just came in to tell me that they are done with their little thing. I am going to order them some pizza for dinner because, like I said, it's been an eventful day. I'm not cooking anything. I'm probably gonna order, let me see. But yeah, even DoorDash last night was driving me freaking crazy. That's another reason why I went to bed so late last night, was because around like 1 a.m. Actually no, it was 10 p.m. Around 10 p.m. after I finished editing yesterday's vlog, I was like, you know what, I'm hungry. I'm gonna get something to eat. So I had ordered some pizza last night and my Dasher kept getting changed. And by the time the Dasher went to go pick it up, the store was closed. So they canceled my order and I was like, okay, well, I'm still craving pizza, so I'm gonna order Pizza Hut. Mind you, by this time, it's like 11 o'clock, 11:30. So I'm like, okay, I ordered from Pizza Hut and my Dasher is literally, I'm not even joking, 2 blocks away from Pizza Hut. And I'm like, oh, thank God, okay, I'm about to get my food. I'm so hungry. And like I go to check because like some time had passed. I'm like, okay, cool, like she should be arriving to my door pretty soon. And I check, there is no Dasher. There is no Dasher at all. And I'm like, oh, okay. So it's the same situation as what happened with the other pizza place. And so, you know, I reach out to support. I'm like, what's going on? Like, this is the second order where, you know, my Dasher keeps getting changed and stuff. And I was like, I don't even think that Pizza Hut's open anymore. And I ended up ordering Taco Bell, and the Taco Bell ended up making me and my kids sick. And I was like, you know what? I am never ordering from Taco Bell ever again in my life. Like, that was it. Like, I am never touching Taco Bell again in my life. Like, no, I'm not doing that. Okay, so I just ordered some food for us. But yeah, no, so that was it was crazy. It was crazy. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what has been going on with DoorDash lately, where they have just been like changing your driver literally like in the middle of your order. Like literally the driver could be at the damn restaurant and they will change it to another driver. And I'm like, hello, they're literally there already. What the heck? And then you end up having to wait 2 hours just to not get anything. It's just, but yeah, so tomorrow is gym, and then I'm gonna finally make that green drink that I have been talking about, the skin clearing drink that I have been talking about. I am finally gonna make that. I swear, I was supposed to make that for like the last 3 days, but tomorrow we are for sure making that drink because I don't know, I wanna feel good next week. And then I am kind of behind on my other content, like my beauty content, skincare content, and everything. So I have a bunch of videos planned for next week. I'm also behind on my podcast. So as I said before, I have a podcast that I started called Becoming the Woman I Needed to Be. I'm actually 2 weeks behind on that. So of course there was Thanksgiving break, which like I said, it is hard to record in a house full of kids who scream and everything. So I was not even gonna attempt to record that week. And then obviously this past week was Vlogmas and everything like that, getting ready for Vlogmas. So I just got like caught up in stuff. So next week we are going to be recording for that as well. I'm gonna try to actually record it tomorrow so I can have it posted either tomorrow or Tuesday, since we're 2 weeks behind. And like I said, I already have a bunch of scripts written out. I pre-wrote a bunch of scripts for my podcast, so I'm probably gonna have to rework the script a little bit for tomorrow's episode, because like I said, I am 2 weeks behind, and I did not want to fall behind on this, and I'm actually kind of disappointed that I did fall behind on it, because it's something that I'm really excited and passionate about, and I don't want to end up like, you know, forgetting about it. And yeah, like I want to keep the momentum going for that, because that's like my little passion project. Okay, this pile of clothes is almost done. I only have one more pile of clothes that I need to fold, so I should be done with this like within the next like 30 minutes. Like I said, I have a laundry basket of clothes that I need to wash, and some of those clothes I need for the kids for school next week, so I'm trying to get this folded as quickly as I can so that I can get the next load started in the washer. I think I might actually start that load now, so that by the time I'm done with the second load that I have to fold, that one should be done in the dryer. I'm honestly very excited to see how this week goes. Like I said, I have a bunch of really fun content planned out, so yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just very excited. I'm very excited for this week. I feel like it's gonna be a really good week. I feel like it's gonna be a really good week. A brand that I really love and I've been wanting to try their products reached out to me to add me to their PR list too, and I'm waiting to say who it is. So keep an eye out for my next PR unboxing video, because you guys will see then. But it's just like, I love my job, because it's like the recognition, getting recognized by brands that you love and that you've been using for a really long time, like really means something, you know? It's like being recognized. It's like if you're an artist, being recognized by your favorite artist. It's a really great feeling. And I remember back when I was doing content and I wasn't receiving any PR. I wasn't receiving any PR from any of these brands, and I was still spending money. Then mind you, I am not rich, I'm not anything, but I was spending my hard-earned money on these products because I loved being a content creator. I loved creating content. So to be able to receive products for free now from these brands is just really like, I still pinch myself sometimes, because it's really like, wow. And I'm honestly really grateful to my community for even supporting my content enough for the brands to want to send me stuff. So honestly, it's like a lot of my mutuals, I saw receiving PR from them, and I was like putting it out into the universe. Like, I would love to receive PR from this brand. And when I received the email from them, I was like, I'm not gonna lie, I was screaming. Like, I was on the way to taking my son to Taekwondo practice, and I had to like contain my excitement, because it's just like, I don't know, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful, especially because I have had a crazy last few years. And literally last year, I decided I wanted to get back into content creation and take it seriously and everything. Literally November of last year. So it's been a little over a year of me really taking content creation seriously. And I really started to see a lot of growth around May of this year, particularly on TikTok. And I don't know, it just feels very fulfilling. You would not believe what can happen in a year. And that's why I literally tell anybody and everybody to chase your dreams and do whatever the fuck you want, you know? Do whatever the fuck you want. And if something seems impossible, that's even more of a reason to chase it. So, you know, I'm very excited. I'm very excited to see what next year holds. I know I'm putting pedal to the freaking metal, and I'm so excited. I have so much planned for next year. I have so many series that I'm working on, so many different concepts. Like, I want to completely like not fully rebrand, but I want to rebrand my content and, you know, really focus on series and educational content, and, you know, really connecting with my community more. Because as before I was a content creator, I was a consumer of content, and as a consumer of content, I loved like the talking videos, the in-depth makeup tutorials, you know, the sit down, chit chat videos, like what I'm doing right now, like the chit chat videos. You know, I connected with those a lot because like I felt like I was really connecting with the creator, and that's what I want my community to feel when they watch my videos. So that's what I have. I have a lot of that stuff planned for next year, and I've honestly been like scouring social media, you know, finding different like people's opinions on what they like from content creators and everything. Like I even saw a video where someone had commented that they miss like the old YouTube of like lookbooks, sit down makeup tutorials, in-depth makeup tutorials, story times, things like that. And I was like, that is so crazy, because that is literally what I have written in my calendar for next year. That is literally what I have planned. So to see that that's what people are looking for, I'm like, I am on the right path. Like I felt like that was meant for me to see, because that is God telling me like, you are on the right path. You are doing what you need to be doing. So yeah, I'm gonna end this vlog off just telling you guys, if there is something that you want to do and it seems impossible, that's even more of a reason to freaking do it. Because I'd rather say I did it and failed than say I didn't do it at all, because you never know how something will go unless you try. And you know, I know that there are many doors still waiting for me, especially next year. So yeah, so there's a little motivational TED talk to end today's chaotic craziness off. But yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching day 6 of Vlogmas. I am so excited for this week. I'm just giving positive energy to you guys. I'm giving positive energy to myself that we are going to have an amazing week this week. But yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in tomorrow's vlog.